certified service center. Now, with the DQ Pigskin Report, here are your hosts, Rick Schobel and Joe Mathis.
Good evening from the Harrodsburg DQ Grill and Chill. The man is off the sick list. He has joined me again. Joe is feeling much better. Glad to have you back, pal.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Last week would have been my flu broadcast, like flu game for Michael Jordan. I think I could have done it, but I didn't want to risk getting anybody else sick.
You know, you could have called and done it over the phone. I mean, if I know you didn't want to get all
upset. I thought you
sick.
meant just called and let you all know. I was like, you knew I wasn't coming in. You could have at least called and let me know you weren't going to be there, Jeff.
No, you could have called and, been a part of it by the phone.
Could have done it over the phone or something.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
No, I know you didn't, but I did.
Last thing I was thinking about was you all last week.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you could care less about us.
I'm glad the show went on.
4-2. It's a pretty good week.
Yeah, very good week. Very good. We'll take 4-2 every week.
Yep. Or 5-2.
Was it 5-2 or 4-2?
No, 4-2. But we'll take 5-2. Senator didn't play.
I'll take 7-0 every week, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good.
We can get that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting week of sports. This fly's trying to fly in my mouth. What are you laughing at, Tim? TNT's here. The Padres here. Say hello to Super Dave.
Yeah, Super Dave listening to us tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, Center College gets started this week. UK got a win. Mm-hmm. I guess about all you can say there. Hey, we got a special cover reporter that's going to be with us normally we're on Monday night with the Pigskin Report. Jeff Pecoro, Channel 36. He's sports director, and he does color analogy on the UK radio network. He played football at UK. He's going to be joining us, and he'll be here in just a little bit.
Okay.
Lincoln County keeps rolling. They're looking good. What about Danville? 2-0.
2-0. The ads are believing. Obviously showed fight and grit. They were down late in that game and had kind of not a last-minute drive per se, but within the last 2 minutes or so, drove down the field and scored, and were able to win that game 12-10. So they're 2-0 for the first time since 2022.
Garrett County got rolled over, and so did Mercer. Mm-hmm. And that is about it. You'll get rolled over by these great savings here. It's the $7 meal deal. If you've not tried it, hey, if you want to save money, you get a lot of food. You can choose a single cheeseburger, single queso cheeseburger, or 3-piece chicken strip meal. That includes fries, drink, and a sundae, all $7.
Love it.
Yes.
That's what I got.
You get a Sunday on Tuesday?
2 for Sunday on Tuesday. 2 for $5, and I'll gladly pay you back on Tuesday for a hamburger today. 2 for $5, you get your choice to pick 2 of pretzel with queso cheese, regular fry, any size soft drink, 5-ounce sundae, or 2-piece chicken strips, any 2 for $5. And don't forget, start your morning out with the $4 breakfast. Chicken and gravy, burrito, half a biscuit and gravy. The biscuit sandwich, you can choose from bacon, sausage, or chicken. Country ham, there's an upcharge for that, and it comes with a hash brown and drink. And that's a way to start out and save money, $4 breakfast. All right, Joe, are we ready to get her started here? Let's get going with Center Coach Andy Fry. And are your troops ready for battle?
I'll let you know after Saturday evening if they were. Yes, right now, Rick, we're in the process of preparing. And, I think our kids can't wait to play football and play a game, and it's going to be a great environment. It's going to be at night. The preparation for us to win Saturday has everything to do with how well we prepare and execute this week in practice and in meetings and in film.
What is the health of your team? I think last year you had a few question marks, some guys that were hurt, banged up. What does it look like at this point?
So far, I feel pretty confident that we're healthy, but I think part of our process in this preparation is better fresh and ready. I want to make sure that we're fresh. And, anything can happen. You can cross the street and turn your ankle, but I think we got to be very cognizant that of our practice, that we're keeping our kids in a position to stay healthy. And I think if we can do that, I think we got a pretty good football team, and I think we can be very competitive. But there's obviously a difference between a first teamer and a second teamer, and not to say the second teamer can't do it, but the person that earns a first teamer, there's a reason why he's playing.
You got Hanover coming in, Coach. Tell us what you know about them.
Well, they're always, to them, I'm not saying this in a bad way, I think it's more of a rivalry to them. They're not in our conference, but, we're within 2 hours of each other, so I think that plays a part. And beat us 2 years ago, which was probably the first time in probably 16 years players, and they celebrated like it was New Year's Eve, and I don't blame them. I mean, that was a big win for them, and I think it told our players the importance of every game, but more so to them. You got to fire up. If they think it's a rivalry, then you better be ready to play a rivalry game. I think that's probably one of the things I remember stepping back from, thinking, okay, well, how do we prepare these guys for this? They're a good football team. I think they're picked to be first or second in their conference, and I think that, they've been in the playoffs before, so they're obviously well coached, and I think it's going to come down to, like we always say, execution, turnovers, big plays, like everybody says every week.
What does the film show they like to do in offense?
I think they've got a good wideout. I think their quarterback runs the ball well. He can extend plays with his feet, and I think that obviously is something you have to defend. It's one thing to be able to throw the football and get it to where it's supposed to be, but another to extend plays, if you get a rush. So I think that's where their strength is. And then I think defensively, I think they're pretty good at the linebacker position. They graduated some good defensive linemen, but I think they got kids in the back that are going to be pretty good too. I mean, they're going to be sound. They're not going to make mistakes, if that makes sense. They're not going to be out of position where they give up a gap or give up a third of the field. They're going to be well coached. They'll execute whatever they're running offensively and defensively.
Keys to a center victory Saturday night over Hanover.
I want to emphasize the special teams. I think we got to win the specials. And when I say that, I'm talking about, good punting, good coverage, not giving up the field, but flipping the field when we have to, and then obviously taking advantage of any returns so that we get in position to be in 4-down territory. Those are big. And then, like anything, the first 2 games of the season, that's where you see most of your mental errors. That's where you see the changes as the season progresses. And to me, I've been really adamant to our coaching staff that let's make sure that we keep it simple enough that we're not making mental errors. Let's not beat ourselves. Let's do what we're coached to do and make sure the kids are doing what they're coached to do. So it's really, to me, the mental error. Having too many people on the field, getting the right formation out there, jumping offside. Those are the kind of things that beat you. I want to see us play clean. We had our spring practice. We got to go to Scotland, so we got 10 additional practices, and I think that would definitely give us an advantage going into the season because we should be executing better mentally. So it's a long answer for that question, but it's going to be mental errors. And then part of mental errors is turnovers. Most turnovers happen because you didn't keep the ball high and tight. You didn't get your read on the throw. It's mental errors.
And that's Andy Fry. All he does is win, Joe. He's got 124 players on his team at Center College.
124.
He's got 124 kids on the roster. And they love football because they don't have scholarships.
Have to start giving half numbers or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's full. That's his full ride, man. It's about what he has. All right, let's turn our attention now to UK, and we want to welcome Jeff Pecoro, Channel 36 Sports Director, and he also does UK football radio analyst. What was your take on the 24-16 win over UK over Toledo?
They were able to run the football pretty effectively, and the quarterback didn't get hit, so they didn't give up any sacks. So those are 2 huge pluses for them. The minus side was obviously they couldn't throw the football. Defense played well, but they're not going to beat Ole Miss throwing for 85 yards.
No, and what do they need to do, Jeff? I mean, obviously they want to establish the run to open up the pass.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But look, you can't force it. I mean, they threw 5 times deep down the field and didn't hit on any of those. And to me, they were forcing it a little bit. They were kind of, look, we're going to throw the ball deep. I always say this, and it's pretty basic in the game of football. You take what the defense gives you. And if they're not going to give you the deep ball, then you can't force it down the field. So, but that being said, there was one long pass that just missed by what? I don't know, a hair of Hester catching that one on the sideline. So, I mean, coaches are always going to tell you you're going to see the biggest improvement in your team between game 1 and game 2. So let's hope that's the case, and it's on the offensive side of the ball with the passing game.
Well, and I watched the game. I'll tell you what I did. I had you and Tom on my radio on WRNZ, and you were a play behind, but you were a play ahead, and I saw what was coming. But I agreed with you. I thought they should have tried that field goal instead of punting the ball. The guy's got you talked about that last week. He's got a strong leg. Why not?
I think what Coach was saying is because the defense was playing so well, and you miss it, now you're just giving them half a field. But he said, had it been towards the end of the half, not a whole lot of time left or something like that, he'd have probably tried it. And it's the first game, and look, Coach Scoops is a conservative guy, but I hope he tries it next time.
Yeah. I know that's a problem. It seems like he does get pretty conservative. All right, Jeff, let's turn our attention now to Ole Miss. Now, what are your thoughts about the matchup problems that UK is going to see with Ole Miss?
Well, it's very interesting because Ole Miss lost a ton of players from the portal a year ago. The guys that were actually, when they go to the portal, they get a lot of seniors. Plus, they lost Dart, their quarterback, and he's taken pretty much every snap for the last 3 years. Now, Simmons has been sitting there waiting, and he looked okay, but he's not Jackson Dart. And Kentucky beat Jackson Dart last year, and Jackson Dart might be the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. So that's how good he was. But they lost a lot, and especially in offensive and defensive line. So I think it's going to be real interesting to see how they try to counter Kentucky's pressure, because I thought Kentucky pressured Toledo really well. Gleason had a rough time back there throwing the football until the fourth quarter when, you had a lot of subs in the game. I just think that it's real interesting whenever you play Lane Kiffin. Lane likes to take the ball and get it down the field. The thing that bothers you as a defense is they are probably the fastest team in football in getting the ball snapped. I mean, as soon as the guy's tackled, they're sprinting up to the line of scrimmage to get ready to snap it for the next play. It's amazing to see them do it because, they have 300-pound linemen that are booking it downfield to, to get set for the next snap. And it can play havoc on a defense. The good thing is Kentucky has a lot of upperclassmen in that defense, especially in the secondary. But the problem is going to be trying to sub out the bigs in the middle of a drive that Ole Miss has. Whenever they're near your sideline, when they get tackled near Kentucky sideline, you'll probably see 2 or 3 guys sprinting onto the field, and then those guys coming out. So it's almost like hockey when you play against them.
What would be the keys, Jeff, for a UK victory over Ole Miss?
If they can run for 200 yards again, they're going to have a great shot because that means they're slowing down the game. Ole Miss isn't going to get 85 offensive snaps like they like to have in a game. They just try to overwhelm you with just sheer volume. If you can take the game away from them, slow the game down, get a 3 and out on them, then they can get real antsy. You know what I mean? They're trying to force the matter on you. It's a lot like Tennessee does the same thing. They try to force their influence on you. And but the thing that probably impressed me the most about Kentucky that I think will help them in this game is the actual defense itself. Brad White has got a great system. They played a really good game, and Alex Safari was outstanding, and he's the leader of that defense. But Sam Green, the kid from USC, I thought played well. Stephen Souls played well. So I think that's going to help this defense that Kentucky has. It's almost back to the 2011, 12, those teams where you really had a really good defense and you relied on that running game. And I think that's what he wants to do. That's his MO to victories he's just like Jim Tressel. I mean, and you can tell that his family, his dad coached with Jim Tressel before and, they're good friends, Youngstown. And, I think that's just the way those guys are kind of close vested on offense, but you have a great defense and kicking game, and that's what Kentucky has.
Any injuries of note, Jeff, that you're aware of?
No, just Grace, the defensive lineman. He has an ankle, and they're just going to try to, keep him out of practice all week or, get him a lot of treatment to get it back. He came back after halftime and was gimpy and tried to run on it, and I think they're just trying to wait and give him as much treatment as possible and wait till and let him go on Saturday. He's a guy that's, played a lot of football, so it's not like he needs a ton of snaps, and especially at the position he plays at defensive line. But that's one of their deepest positions, but we'll see.
Jeff, thank you so much. We look forward to having you on every Monday night. Give us your insights and your thoughts about UK. We really appreciate it.
All right, one of these days I'm going to get down there to the Dairy Queen, too.
Please do, and we'll have you on live. We would love that.
Hi, bud.
All right, Jeff McCord, I think it's going to be a great addition, Joe, to the show, giving us the info. He's sitting right in got a bird's eye view of everything that's going on. He, of course, sports director at Channel 36, so he's got a lot of reporting that he does and goes to all the games, goes to a lot of the practices, former UK player. So I think we're going to get some really good insight with Jeff. We are going to take our first time out here. You are getting a DQ Pigskin report from your Harrodsburg DQ Grill and Chill. And we are live out here. Come by and get some of the specials and fill your belly and your tummy up with some great food here. You're getting it on 99.5 FM, 103.9 FM, and we're streaming it live at hometownlive.net.
Great! See, we're practically sitting on the field. If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes! For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrodsburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch.
What kind of tires do we keep at CC Auto? Cooper, Michelin, Nitto, Hankook, Firestone, Bridgestone, Toyo, General, Yokohama, and many more. We've just added the new line of Mastercraft tires, and we are also a Goodyear national account dealer. We keep lawn and garden tires in stock, as well as farm implement tubes and tires. We have a farm service truck to meet the needs of our farmers. Call us at CC Auto today, 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service. Service is the difference. We get it.
This Saturday,
We're going to play Kentucky football.
Kentucky! Let's go! The Cats roll out the blue carpet for some guests from the heart of Dixie. Ole Miss Rebels and your Kentucky Wildcats.
The pregame show starts this Saturday at 1:30 with kickoff at 3:30.
It's all right here on your home for the Cats and the hits is WRNZ FM Z105.
And now, back to the DQ Pigskin Report.
Joe Havis alongside Radio Rink live from the Harrodsburg Dairy Queen alongside Tim and Teresa and the Padres here. And come on out and enjoy some great food and, of course, the great ice cream, the Blizzards here, and talk high school football as well with us. We've talked college, Center College, and UK, and now we hop into the high school ranks and talk with Lincoln County, and the unbeaten Patriots are 2-0. And Coach Levi Rogers joins us this evening. Coach, appreciate you being on. Let's talk about Damon Spiegel, who led you with 126 yards rushing and a trio of touchdowns.
Yeah, he had a really big game for us. He's been consistent, these first two games for us. Big shout-out to the offensive line, too. I think they kind of controlled it, offense and defensive line. That's kind of where we won the football game, and then it kind of wears people down when Damon just keeps pounding behind those guys when they're getting off the ball the way they were. So, big team win for all of us, and, it was a big game for Damon.
Coach, it was 7-7 by midway through the first quarter, and then you look up, and the next time Estill County scores, you all are up 35-7. So you got to like that offensive outburst. 4 straight touchdowns for your Patriots unanswered.
Yeah, it was. They had a bad snap on punt, which we converted to a touchdown, and then we were able to get some short field there and, put some decent little drives together to score there to go up 28-7 and then eventually 35-7 there. So before they scored again. So, yeah, it was good effort all the way around. The defense, Estill was moving the ball a little bit on us, kind of just dunking us down the field there. And then, we were able to tighten up a little bit and do, a couple things different there to kind of slow that down. And then after that, like I mentioned, our big boys up front running the ball kind of took over.
You look at the offensive stats, Coach. I'm sure the players like this. It's fun to see how many different players touch the football. You had 6 different players catch passes, and then you had 4 different players with at least 3 rushing attempts or more. So you all really spread the football around on Friday.
Yeah, and that's the game plan. We got good players. We got good players at a lot of different spots. So it's kind of just find the best matchup for us at the time, find what's working for us, and it can be different kids every week. I'm just happy and proud of my guys, that everybody's showing up ready to play, and, when their number's called, they're producing. So it's a good thing to have.
Coach, a little Lincoln County football trivia for you, okay? Last coach to start off 2-0 in back-to-back seasons. Do you know who that is?
I have no idea.
Got to go back to 1993 and 94 when Marty Jaggers did it. when he was head coach at Lincoln County. So pretty good company. I mean, Coach, you're 2-0 back-to-back years for the first time in 20-plus years at Lincoln County, and now trying to go to 3-0. You got West Jessamine coming up, Coach. This is a West Jessamine team that's looked pretty good offensively first 2 games of the year, putting up 4 touchdowns plus in each of their first 2 games. Scott Marsh, their head coach, and what do you know about this West Jessamine offense? Likes to throw the football around a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, they do. To me, West Jessamine looks like a really good football team, and they do some things offensively that you don't see every week because they're really good at it. You know, there's a lot of teams that try to throw it a lot, but sometimes it doesn't work out so well, you know, for them. But West can sling it around. Their quarterback's really good. I really like their quarterback. Seems like a taller kid. He gets the ball out quick. He's very accurate with the football, and you can tell he's coached well with Coach Marsh, you know, because he seems to know where to go with the ball before the play, you know, before the ball snaps. So you can tell they're doing big things up there, especially on the offensive side. And then not only the quarterback, but there's multiple guys that catches the ball too. You know, I can think of 4 or 5 guys that are capable of catching the ball and scoring, you know, or making big plays with it. So very dynamic on offense. You know, it's a little bit different challenge for us because of how much they do throw the ball. So I think they're very, very, very good on offense. And then defensively, they kind of base out a 3-3 stack, and they'll move the front and do some things to kind of confuse you up there. So we got to make sure we're ready to, you know, and understand our assignment on both sides of the ball and make sure we can execute.
Yeah, offensively, out of the backfield, Bragdon Welch seems to be the guy who carries, get the bulk of the carries. But you mentioned in the passing game, 3 different guys have caught touchdowns this year out of the 6 touchdowns that Cooper Swain, their quarterback, has thrown. So, like you said, it's tough trying to lock down and find out where all these athletes are when they're throwing the football around.
Yeah, it is, because, I mean, you can tell you know, the Bourbon game, they were kind of shading one kid, and then another kid, you know, kind of has a breakout game. And then in Wayne, they were wanting to cover a guy up, and another guy's out here catching all the passes. So they spread the ball around. The quarterback does a good job of getting it to who's open and what the defense gives them. So, like I said, we're going to have to be – it's going to take everything we got on the defensive side to slow those guys down.
Lincoln County head football coach Levi Rogers and Patriots are 2-0 back-to-back years.
They're going to beat West Jessamine.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
Worried. I'm not scared.
Well, you're not playing.
Well, I know, that's why I'm not scared.
I'm sure Lincoln County's not either, but a good West Jessamine team. That'll be a fun game on Friday night. Let's go from Lincoln County. Lincoln County to Danville, where the Admirals are 2-0, and Danville coach Steve Stonebreaker joins the show. And, Coach, again, Danville's 2-0 with a 12-10 win over Fairdale. Let's start off with the defense, which played really well.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, they came ready to play. We did a good job up front. Our defensive line did a good job dominating the football game. We had pretty good linebacker play. They probably played a lot better against Fairdale than they did in the first game. And then our defensive backs played well also. So the only time they got a score on us, they had a short field. And, you know, other than that, we pretty much dominated the game on that side of football.
Coach, it's 0-0 starting the second half, and you hit Fairdale with the old Sean Payton onside kick to start off the second half. What was it about that, Coach, that you thought, let's roll the dice, let's go for it, and your guys, Chandon Carter, ends up recovering that for your Admirals?
Yeah, we had a certain type of kick called and then checked to that late. And, you know, we ended up recovering that. Shandon, as you said, recovered it. It was a tremendous effort. Really good kick by Sasha. Made it very difficult to field. But basically the way they lined up and their movement as we approached to kick really helped as well. But just, you know, that gave us a little bit of spark there coming out after halftime, and we were able to take one down and punch it in and get the first score of the game.
Another big game for freshman Javian Mukes, Coach, who went for 84 yards and 2 scores. I've listened to both of the first games of the year, Coach. I've been locked in. I've been impressed by this guy. Tell us just how good Javian Mukes is.
Well, he's a pretty good football player, and you know he really is a football player. He did a really good job running the football for us both of our first games, but he also did a good job at pass protection the other night, and you know, he had a pretty heavy responsibility in what he was doing and what we were asking of him, but just did a good job all the way around. I know he caught a ball the first game, so, you know, he can do a lot of different types of things for us.
What about the offensive line, though, Coach? You've got some pretty good size up front. Sasha Way, Dyron Moody, Keegan Jones, and obviously Javian is a great football player, but there's got to be holes for him to run. And tell us how you think the big boys up front played.
I thought they did a tremendous job in pass protection the other night. I really did. I thought they did outstanding, and particularly Keegan Jones, because he was matched up against Chaz Tutt, who's really good defensive end for Fairdale that has an EKU offer, and he got the best of Keegan one time, and that was about it. Keegan really stoned him for the majority of the game. So I thought our pass protection was excellent when we threw the football. So you got to give our offensive line credit for that, running backs credit for that. But they did a good job in the run game too. We had some lapses there with certain things, and that hurt us in the first half. But in the second half, we did a lot better job.
You got Anderson County coming up on Friday, Coach. Danville is at Anderson County. First time the Admirals and Bearcats have played a varsity game since 1996. And Anderson County, big 5A school led by David Buchanan, and a run-heavy offense, Coach. What do you expect to see out of this Bearcats offense?
Well, they're going to try to grind the tempo down. They're going to try to win the time of possession and shorten the game and all those kind of things. And they've got the guys to do it. They've got a really good football team, and they got more speed than a lot of people want to give them credit for, and they got more speed than they'll tell you they've got. They haven't given up a lot of big plays defensively. That tells you the type of team speed that they've got. I think the biggest play that somebody's got on them the first two games is about a 20-yard play. So that they don't give up chunks of yardage. They're very disciplined. Like I said, they've got good team speed, but they're really good up front. They got some big guys up front that can play football, and big fullbacks and tight ends, and they do a good job running downhill, do a good job with their sweep play and cutting that back when they need to, and just a good job getting yards, grinding yards out, and moving the chains.
Coach, I was watching a college football game this weekend. I can't remember which one it was, but whoever it was, this team lined up in an I formation, and one of the announcers said, "You see that up back behind the quarterback? That's called a fullback." We don't see that very often in football anymore. I think you mentioned earlier this morning Anderson County runs some I formation, so is it kind of some old school grinded out football for the Bearcats?
Yeah, they'll run some straight I, two back I, and then they'll also run some power I. They'll get some three backs. So it is a little bit old school, in the sense of them just trying to grind it out a little bit, but they're very good at it.
Coach, defensively, you said they got some pretty good speed. It's tough to break out big plays on them. What kind of formations do they run defensively?
Well, it's David Buchanan, so he's part of the Larry French, Chuck Smith family of coaches defensively. So they're going to run that 4-4, and they'll run a cover 3 behind it. And when they get in long yardage, they'll get in 3 down, and that's what all those guys do, whether that be a 3-3 stack or a 3-4 with 2 high safeties, and that's what they've shown a little bit more of this year's the latter. But I know they've got the other as well. So that they're going to be very disciplined. The guys are going to know their assignments. They're a good tackling team. They've got good speed. So, like I said, they present some challenges, and we've got our work cut out for us.
Coach, last question, one we always end with. You're looking for a win, would put Danville at 3-0 for the first time since 2020. What do your Apples need to do right on Friday night to beat Anderson County?
Well, it's the same stuff, Joe. We've got to block well, we've got to tackle well, and we got to take care of the football well. And then we've got to do the things ourselves that we can control. We can control our effort, we can control our attitude, we control our physicality, we control our focus. And, we did a good job the other night, particularly late in the game, with that kind of stuff, because we didn't have the types of penalties that Fairdale had with some unsportsmanlike conducts and those kind of things that gave us an opportunity to be frank. So our players have to continue to play the game and compete the way that we need to, and if we take care of those things, we're going to be in the football game.
There you go, Danville head football coach Steve Stonebreaker. Again, Admirals are 2-0. First time since the 2022 season that they've won back-to-back games. October 7th, October 14th of 2022 was the last time they won back-to-back games.
It's amazing, Titletown, how it just dissipated. And the powers, ignorant powers that be, let the program get into the shape that it was in. And then finally some new people came in that acts like they got some sense. And they should have hired Stoney 2 years ago. He applied, and they didn't give him that job because a buddy got that job for his buddy. And then you see what happened, 23 losses in a row. Could you imagine where Stoney could have had this program had this been his third year instead of his first?
Yeah. Well, 2-0, looking to go 3-0. They got Anderson County. They are in Lawrenceburg. First time, I think since 1996 that Danville Anderson County have played a varsity game. So see how Danville handles their second straight 5A opponent.
Don't you shake your pen at me.
This Friday.
That's
Shaking
my
my pen at you.
That's my pen.
Well, step aside,
Shaking
come
my
back.
pen at me.
Yeah, we're going to shake aside and come back, and we've got Garrett County head football coach Spencer Crutchfield, Mercer County head coach Craig Yeast as well. We're here at the Harrodsburg Dairy Queen.
That's right.
Where you can join us, eat some great dinner. Maybe you've already eaten, come in for a blizzard, ice cream, whatever it may be, a dip cone, and come and talk high school football with us right here on 99.5 FM WHBN, 103.9 FM WHIR, and hometownlive.net.
What he said.
What makes Whitaker Bank uniquely Kentucky? With a wide range of products and services, we are here to provide you friendly, expert service for all of your banking needs. This is Rita McIntyre for Boyle, Garrett, and Mercer counties. As part of your community, we are committed to building solid, long-term relationships. Call me at 859-733-4963. Let us show you what uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Most of us may have some weekend free time, so when you find yourself looking at a home project, come see us at Job Master Rental. We'll get you the right tool for any job. We can help you tackle home improvement projects to major construction and everything in between. Come see us at Job Master and take advantage of our weekend special. Pick up a piece of equipment on Friday after 3 p.m. and return it by 8 a.m. Monday morning and pay the one-day price. Come see us for all your rental needs. Visit us at jobmasterrental.com. We have 2 convenient locations in Danville and Lebanon. Let us help master your job.
This Saturday,
We're going to play Kentucky football. Kentucky, let's go!
the Cats roll out the blue carpet for some guests from the heart of Dixie. Ole Miss Rebels and your Kentucky Wildcats.
The pregame show starts this Saturday at 1:30 with kickoff at 3:30.
It's all right here on your home for the Cats and the hits is WRNZ FM Z105.
If you use electric appliances in the bathroom, garage, or outdoors, any place where moisture is present, you need a GFCI. The folks at your local electric cooperative want you to know that a GFCI, or ground fault circuit interrupter, will help you use those appliances safely by protecting you from electrical shocks. If you'd like to learn more about GFCIs, call your local electric cooperative. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And now, back to the DQ Pigskin Report.
Joe Matheson Radio, Rick, and Tim and Teresa and the Padre. He's playing solitaire, I believe, on a cell phone over there.
I wonder if he's winning or losing.
Well, he's playing
He's
against
grinning.
himself,
He's
so
laughing.
let's hope he's winning. I was able to get the $7 meal deal for dinner, and I substituted the sundae for one of the new caramel toffee cookie blizzards, and it was very good.
You can't get a Sunday on Tuesday, can you?
I did. Okay. Well, actually, I didn't. I substituted it, but you can if you want to.
Okay, you can get a Sunday on Tuesday. You can get a Sunday on Monday.
Any day you want to.
Get a Sunday on Wednesday?
Speaking of Monday, today is not Monday.
No, not at all.
But we'll be here again next Monday.
Next Monday. We're back on all the Mondays.
I was telling Tim, there's no way I'm going to get the days of this week right. It's the first day of the work week because we were off yesterday.
Write it on your palm pads.
I'm going to have to.
That's what you got palm pads for.
I have to write it on my palm here.
Yeah.
All right, Garrett County. Let's go to Lancaster here and talk with Garrett County head coach Spencer Crutchfield. And, Coach, tough night for your team losing to Lawrence County 57-30.
Well, Lawrence County just has a ton of athletes. They're really good. Quarterback's really solid. They do a really good job. You have Coach Stewart a lot of credit. He puts you in some situations defensively that it's just hard to adjust to because if you're going to stop the run, they have the same personnel. They can throw the ball down the field, and quarterback runs the ball as well, so that also stresses you. So just a lot of things they do really, really well. And, for us on our side, we just have to start cleaning some stuff up and making sure we're playing assignment football.
Yeah, again, offensively, Coach, you told us a couple weeks ago before the season began when we were talking about your offense, you said Justin Parsons is back and he's going to be a big-time playmaker for us. And he threw for 2 touchdowns. He ran for 23 yards as well. He had a big opening game on top of that. And, Coach, he completed 11 passes to R.J. Blair. I'd have to go back through the Garrett County annals of history to find out the last time a Golden Lion player had 11 catches. I mean, that's a hefty amount. Tell us how the offense looked for you, Coach.
Well, we've done some things, and you got to give Lawrence County a lot of credit. We want to run the football, and they were stacking the box, and we're going to try not to let us do that. And they did a pretty good job of slowing us down. But, we moved the ball well. Justin played extremely well. RJ played extremely well. We just got to be able to take what the defense gives us. And we've, having a senior back there pulling the trigger for you and understanding what I want and been underneath me for 4 years, it makes it a lot easier. Don't have to communicate as much on the field because he knows what I want. So Justin played really well, and we want to continue to build off that and that success and try to get some other guys that have involved as well.
Coach, you've got coming up on Friday a Middlesboro team led by Larry French, who beat Breathitt County, put up 50 on them 2 weeks ago. Looks like they already had a bye week last week, looking at their schedule. Yeah. So they had the early season bye week. I'll tell you what, their quarterback's a heck of a player. Deacon Parton, who threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 3 touchdowns in the season opening win over Breathitt County. Tell us, Coach, what you see out of this Middlesboro offense.
Well, they're kind of a younger version of Lawrence County. They have a lot of athletes, got some backs who really have great speed, not real big guys, but really quick, can make you miss in space, and then the quarterback does a really good job of running the offense and stresses you because he can run it, but he also can throw it, and he does a really good job running their RPO offense. And so, they do a lot of things really well, and they're solid up front, and they get after you and aggressive. So, we know we have our hands full, especially with Coach French prepared team coming in to play us.
Yeah, you see Coach French, I expect defensively 4-4 defense. Is that what you expect to see?
I wouldn't think anything else. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the pretty good team speed overall?
Yes. They're very athletic, do a great job of, just making sure they're trying to take away as much as they can. And like you said, they have great team speed. They swarm the football.
Gary County head football coach Spencer Crutchfield. Coach, what's the keys to a victory Friday night? You're back home under the lights there at Garrett County. What do your Golden Lions need to do to go to 2-1?
We just got to make sure that we're cleaning things up this week and make sure, limiting turnovers and not putting our defense in a bad position, and just make sure that we're trying to win the battle up front on both sides.
Gary County head football coach Spencer Crutchfield. Coach, appreciate you being on. Good luck this weekend against Middlesboro. We'll talk to you again next Monday, okay?
All right. Thank you, Joe.
Coach Crutchfield from Garrett County. Now let's slip over to Mercer County and Coach Craig Yeast. Not the outcome you wanted, losing to a good Campbellsville team, 56-8.
Yeah, they're a good football team. Every team on our schedule is a good football team. Like I said, they are very well coached, play hard. They won the game convincingly.
And I know your troops are down. You've had some injuries with some of your starters, and that doesn't help the cause either. Was there any positives that you could see from that game, Coach?
Yeah, there was some positives. We had some young guys that are starting and playing, and so they're growing. They're taking a little bit of a beating because they should not be out there playing high school football at this stage, but they keep coming back, and they're tough. So there is some positive with some young guys, and there are several of them out there playing that are getting experience playing varsity football. And to me, those are positives. I really feel like our quarterback, it doesn't look like it statistically, but he's playing really, really well. He didn't have a lot of time, and, we got a lot of injuries. We got 4 linemen out. So just kind of hard for us to protect him, but I think he's playing very well, and I think we got some, we got some other guys that in a receiving core that are making a lot of plays. So there are positives. Defensively, again, we got a bunch of young guys out there playing, and they're holding their own. And that's all that really matters is that we're holding our own and we're giving our best effort.
And Coach, you can practice all you want to, but there's nothing like game experience when those lights come on. It's going to help these kids down the road. If you're not playing good teams, they don't get any better. But you're playing these good teams, these kids are going to learn quicker by being out there on the field.
Yeah, unfortunately, they are having to be out there on the field with our lack of depth. And then at the same time, we have guys hurt that are in key positions. 4 starting offensive linemen out, 2 starting wide receivers out, and and their defensive linemen, their corners and safety. So it matters. You got key guys out, and you got young guys playing. All we're trying to do is make sure we stay positive. We're going to coach them up and teach them really, really focus on fundamentals the best we can, and then send them out there and say, let's play as hard as we can.
Any guys coming back, do you think, for this week for the Atherton game?
We're not going to have any of those guys coming back for a while. They're hurt. They're surgery-type injuries.
Oh, wow. Well, tell us what you know about Atherton.
They're big, they're athletic, and they're fast. on both sides of the ball in all phases of the game. That's really it. I don't have anything else to tell you. They're pretty good.
Try to run the ball and then pass, or they have a mix?
They got a good mix of both. On offense, on defense, they're going to bring a lot of pressure and play a lot of man coverage, and they're going to fly around.
Well, one thing that's kind of concerning when they have speed is the special teams and how important that the third. We always think about offensive defense, but sometimes we forget about special teams, and they are so important to wherever they let the defense start or make the defense start. So special teams, guys got to stay in their lanes and not over pursue.
Yeah, Rick. Well, we don't never overlook, as a coaching staff, we never overlook special teams. Special teams is arguably more important than offense and defense, so we don't overlook it.
Coach, what's it going to take for Mercer County to come away with a win versus Atherton at Mercer County Friday night?
We're going to have to play harder than the other team. We're going to have to eliminate all the mistakes and go out there and play sound, fundamental football and execute.
Coach, best of luck in practice. Keep everybody healthy.
All right, sounds good, Rick. I appreciate you. Go Titans.
Go Titans. There we go. And you go to your Harrodsburg DQ Grill and Chill because the $7 meal deal is calling your name. You can choose from a single cheeseburger, single queso burger, or 3-piece chicken strip basket. And that includes fries, drink, and a sundae. All of it just $7. And you can pick two of these next items for $5. The pretzel with queso cheese, a regular fry, any size soft drink, a 5-ounce sundae, or 2-piece chicken strip, any two, $5. And don't forget to start your breakfast out the right way. With a $4 breakfast, you get the chicken and gravy burrito, a half a biscuit and gravy. You get biscuit sandwich. You can choose from bacon, sausage, and chicken. Country ham is a little bit more of an upcharge for that. But each of those comes with a hash brown and drink. Ask for the $4 breakfast. And, oh, no, those cakes, man. Just look at that picture up there in the window. Those ice cream cakes are so good.
And you give one away every week on your show, your morning show on WHBN. So if you have a birthday, you can call into Rick's show.
Birthday or anniversary, either one.
Birthday, anniversary, and give yourself a chance to win one of the ice cream cakes from Dairy Queen.
Only from the Harrodsburg DQ, though.
Yes.
Make sure we don't.
And Tim got a butterscotch dilly bar. He was craving it, right? So he went, and they sell single dilly bar, so he went and got a butterscotch dilly bar.
Well, you know what they say.
I don't.
You are what you eat. He's a dilly.
There you go. Dilly to that. We'll step aside. Come back. Go ahead, Rick. You want me to lead us to the commercial break?
Go ahead, because I'm coming back with Boyle County.
All right, let's do
Coach
that.
Justin Haddix.
Yeah, we'll be talking with Boyle County head football coach Justin Haddix. We're here at the Harrodsburg Dairy Queen with Radio Rick and almost said Super Dave. Super Dave's not here tonight.
His presence is felt.
We feel his presence.
I can see his SD hat.
We can see it when we close our eyes, but we can't see it literally.
No.
Tim is here. Teresa's here. The Padres here. We're live at the Harrodsburg Dairy Queen.
They're more commonly known as TNT, by the way.
TNT, yeah. We're back after this on 103.9 FM WHIR, 99.5 FM WHBN, and HometownLive.net.
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field. If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes! For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrodsburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch.
Intercounty Energy wants you to put safety first when you're working outside this summer. Always look up to see if there are overhead power lines, and be sure to stay clear of them. For safety's sake, always hire a professional to trim trees instead of doing it yourself. Remember, a tree limb cut in the wrong place could fall on a power line and cause you a world of hurt. If you do decide to do the work yourself, always protect your eyes and hands by wearing safety glasses and gloves. Intercounty Energy cares about your safety. Look up, be alert, and stay safe.
What makes Whitaker Bank uniquely Kentucky? Our mission is to provide comprehensive banking products and services for our customers and to invest in the Kentucky communities where we live. Whitaker Bank is a reliable partner, guiding you towards solid decisions for today's evolving environment and for the challenges you may face tomorrow. We are committed to building long-term relationships with our customers and the communities we serve. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it. No appointment necessary. Fast, friendly every time. We'll have you in and out, hassle-free. Brakes, engines, and service of every kind. With free pickup and free delivery. CC Auto Parts and Service. Service is the difference. We get it.
Most of us may have some weekend free time, so when you find yourself looking at a home project, come see us at Job Master Rental. We'll get you the right tool for any job. We can help you tackle home improvement projects to major construction and everything in between. Come see us at Job Master and take advantage of our weekend special. Pick up a piece of equipment on Friday after 3 p.m. and return it by 8 a.m. Monday morning and pay the one-day price. Come see us for all your rental needs. Visit us at jobmasterrental.com. We have 2 convenient locations in Danville and Lebanon. Let us help master your job.
Love. We have a location in Harrodsburg too, next to where Spear was. About the blizzards of the month.
I'd love to,
because you
Rick.
can see them easier than I can.
Sure.
I got to turn around. I can't see it.
No, actually, so there's 2 of them. I actually
Yeah.
had one of them, which is the caramel toffee cookie. That's what I had earlier. But the pumpkin pie blizzard returns every time around this time of year, during the fall season. And that's actually the one Rebecca wanted. But Rebecca couldn't be here because Jack's got football practice. She's like, I wish that I could come eat a blizzard and not have to worry about going to football practice. And but she's not here to eat it, so.
Not at all.
So I will eat it in her place, I guess. The pumpkin pie blizzard, the caramel toffee cookie blizzard, 2 blizzards of the month.
Over your shoulder there in the window, they got a meat lover's bowl that looks absolutely scrumptious with old folks sausage.
Yeah, that's a breakfast bowl. Hash browns, sausage, it looks like cheese, eggs, and maybe bacon or ham in there as well. Yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah. And what's really good here, we end up our interviews with head football coach of Boyle County, Justin Haddix. Tale of 2 halves. You won the first half 21 to Squadouche with LCA coming back to tie it, only to have you go back ahead and holding on for a 28-21 win over Lexington Christian.
We're excited to get with the win, but, not the way that we want to play. We'll say when you play good people, that's what happens. I think they're really well coached. They've got a really good team, and they competed. And that's what, when you play a good schedule and you play those teams, you're going to get in those battles. And it was good to see us in a 4-quarter battle be able to do that. And I thought our kids responded in the right way late in the 4th, which is what you want in these, regular season games. So a lot of things we can work and improve on. We got to score in the red zone. We can't turn the ball over. All things that happen. And when you do that against good teams, you're going to be in some games.
What'd you tell the kids at halftime?
We just got to go finish, and obviously it didn't work. From that, the halftime speech wasn't very good. Obviously, we let them score 21 in the second half, but we got to finish, and we got to play to our standard, and those are things that we continue to talk about this week in practice. We did on Monday. We had Labor Day practice on Monday morning, and got that through to them, and our kids. They know what the expectations are here and how we expect to play. We're going to improve.
They had a couple injuries. I know it was a hard-hitting game. Did you come out okay afterwards?
You got some beats and bruises and things like that, but I think we'll be fine.
All right, and you got to go to another Lexington school. You got to go to Catholic on Friday. Well, they're always good. They've got a new coach, do they not?
Yes, they got a new coach, and Lexington Catholic and Lexington Christian and Frederick Douglass have kind of our rivals since I've been here. Nobody around us really plays, so those are our rivals, and we always get the best out of each other, I feel like, in those games. So really quality opponents, and we got to go. We got to be ready to play.
They always seem to have a really top-notch quarterback. So give us a capsule view of the offense.
They've switched it up a little bit. They're more of a running deal, and it's the Wasicks. It's his brother. He plays linebacker, and he's number 1, and he'll play quarterback too, so he can throw, but he's a bigger kid. He's 6 foot, 190 pounds, and gets downhill. They've turned into more of a running team than what they usually known for of spreading it out and throwing the ball all over the place. So we've got to do a great job of containing him and stopping the run and being aware.
And I guess force them to try to pass the ball if that's not what they've shown so far. But you never know. With Catholic, they may try to mess everything up and try to fool around and do some new things or different things anyway, especially before district starts.
In high school football, you really don't know what you're going to – you hope that you're going to see certain things, and you never really know what you're going to see on Friday night. But playing quality people, a lot of them, they do what they do. It's not a changing all the time.
What do they like to do on defense?
They've got the same defensive coordinator, so they're very similar. They play very hard on defense, and it's kind of a hard hard thing to figure out watching them and take some gameplay of getting used to them. They move a lot. They slant and stunt a lot and blitz. So we've got to do a great job of taking care of the ball and doing what we do.
What about special teams? How do you match up there?
About what? I didn't get that. The kicking?
Yeah, where do you match up on special teams?
We've got to do a better job in our kicking. Our extra point stuff's doing great. Punt was okay. We had to punt twice the other night, so had good snaps and had that. But we got to do better on returns and kickoff and putting them back. And those are all things we can improve on. And Catholic's always really good on those in that aspect of the game.
They always seem to have a really good kicker too.
Yeah, they always have a good kicker. They always have a good punter. Something with that. They do a good job with those guys.
Last question, Coach. What's it going to take for Boyle County to come away with a win on Friday night versus Lexington Catholic?
We got to stop the run. It's going to be one. Play good defense. You can't turn the ball over. Give them a short field. Got to make them earn everything. You got to win the kicking game.
Coach, best of luck in practice this week and in the game on Friday night. And we look forward to talking to you again next Monday night.
Thank you. Go Rebels.
There you go, Boyle County head coach Justin Hammocks, one of the 4 games we have now all on Friday night for high school football. No more hopping.
And 3 stations.
Yeah, hopping back and forth Fridays and Saturdays. It's all Friday night. The first one will be, I guess the first 3 will be right around 7:30 kickoff, taking the air right after 7 o'clock. Boyle County is at Lexington Catholic. Pregame coverage starts at 7 on Z105 WRNZ FM. Danville's at Anderson County. Pregame coverage after 7 o'clock, right after 7 on 103.9 FM. WHIR, your home for Danville football. You've got Middlesboro at Garrett County. 7:30 kickoff. It's right around 7 o'clock pregame coverage or so at hometownlive.net. And also delayed after the Boyle County game on Z105. And then a different start time for Mercer County. Atherton coming from Louisville, so I guess giving them a little more time to make it. It's going to be an 8 o'clock kickoff. That'll be Atherton at Mercer County. Again, 30 minutes later than what you're used to on a Friday night. 8 o'clock kickoff. That's a good Atherton team. 99.5 FM WHBN for the Titans versus Atherton. Saturday, 2 games. Ole Miss is at UK. Pre-game coverage at 1:30, kickoff at 3:30. An Ole Miss team, Rick, out of all the FBS Division I teams last week, put up the most yards in Week 1. I think it was something like 639 total yards of offense for Ole Miss. So when Jeff Picordo said Kentucky's not going to win throwing for 88 yards, he's exactly right. They're going to have to get more.
They're going to have to match them or overachieve them on that.
Yeah, they're going to have more offensively. 1:30 pregame, 3:30 kickoff on Z105. And then Hanover's at Center College, a night game for Center.
Yep, obviously first home game.
Yeah, they'll have a night game, Hanover at Center College. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff between those 2 teams on Saturday.
The most prolific Center College football coach in history, Andy Fry.
There you go.
And Mason for basketball. He's won the most games ever.
Got Fry and Mason winning games.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for listening. Be good sports fans. Been another live sports presentation of Hometown Radio Network. Thank you, Robert Spinning Dials, back at the station. We'll be back here again Monday night to Harrodsburg DQ.
This has been the DQ Pigskin Report, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agents, Intercounty Energy, CC Auto Parts and Service, Whitaker Bank, Jobmaster Rental, and by DQ of Harrodsburg. Join us every Monday evening at 6 during football season for the Pigskin Report on the Hometown Radio Network and hometownlive.net. Miss any part of the show? Listen to the video replay on hometownlive.net.
It's 7 o'clock.
I would love to have Governor Pritzker call me. I'd gain respect for him and say, we do have a problem, and we'd love you to send in the troops because you know what?